in 1979. Here, among other things, is just one Mengele story from his service in the SS at Auschwitz. After a while, a group of SS officers arrived on motorcycles, Mengele among them. They drove into the yard and got off their motorcycles. Upon arriving, they circled the flames. It burned horizontally. We watched to see what would follow. After a while, trucks arrived, dump trucks with children inside. There were about 10 of these trucks, and they had entered the yard. After they had entered the yard, an officer gave an order, and the trucks backed up to the fire, and they started throwing those children right into the fire, into the pit. The children started to scream. Some of them managed to crawl out of the burning pit. An officer walked around it with sticks and pushed back those who managed to get out. Hos and Mengele were present and were giving orders. The first group of children were from Dnepropetrovsk. I was told that the zone commanders that it was difficult to poison the children in the gas chambers, therefore they had burned in the pit. They were all under 5 years old. I had heard that they had been brought either an entire kindergarten or an orphanage from this city. Later I was told that some of these children that were brought and burned were actually taken from their mothers. During my work at the gypsy camp, I came across Mengele and watched his activities. I personally observed him infecting gypsy twins with typhus in order to observe whether the twins reacted differently or in the same way. Shortly after they had been infected, they were gassed. Do you believe that your father was responsible for this?
I have to agree that the witnesses are telling the truth, and you can imagine it is not very easy to believe it, but there is so much evidence, and so I really have to believe it. He didn't how do you say in English? He did not, personally, he did not assume he did it. He thought he is a member of a concentration camp. He is not responsible for it because he did not invent the concentration camp. He thought he is on duty, it is an order, and he once, when he was visited by my mother, he said to her, "I don't know who is responsible for all this, what is going on here." This my mother told me.
You talked to your father about this before his death, didn't you?
I tried to talk with him about these subjects.